What's going on, guys? Welcome to Dime Dropper post-game recaps for the 2021-2022 season, number 4. For tonight, we're going to be talking about the Lakers and the Grizzlies. But before we get started, please make sure to subscribe on all platforms at YouTube, at Dime Dropper Podcast, Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify, and of course, to follow us on all social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Dime Dropper Pod. So, what a game we had tonight. The Memphis Grizzlies, obviously, on a back-to-back, playing both LA teams, getting a win over my Clips last night. If you want to see the spectacular Ja Morant in person, check out my last video. I just posted it today, the vlog of the Clipper game. It was pretty good. I got the whole intro in there. Some great buckets from PG, from Ja. Good stuff, man. A great view for, it only has 100-something views right now. So go show some love on that video. A lot of the vlogs got a lot of likes last year. But let's talk about this Laker game first before you hopefully do that. Lakers Grizz. Ja Morant started out firing. Jaren Jackson, DeAnthony Melton. They looked like they picked up right where they left off, but I saw something different from the Lakers initially in the beginning of the game, and that was that Russell Westbrook was playing more on the ball. LeBron was trying to play more off the ball and sacrifice a bit. And I liked it. I liked what I was seeing in that first quarter with LeBron taking a step back. But what I didn't like, if I'm a Laker fan, is Frank Vogel persisting with DeAndre Jordan at the 5. I really just do not see the point of this. I don't know what he's done that has warranted his playing time. And obviously, I know, as I said many times, we said in the preview, we said in the first 2 episodes when we're talking about the Lakers, that it seems like he wants to just kind of follow the 2020 model with JaVale McGee, like he did with JaVale at the 5. But I thought at the beginning of the game, that's part of why the Grizzlies got off to a big start. Russell Westbrook was, on the ball. And when Russell Westbrook's on the ball, you want Russ to be in attack mode. And when AD and DJ are out there, you obviously know the driving lanes are not as open. So it's more congested, harder for him to get easy looks. And, LeBron missed his first shot, like long, catch and shoot 3, like long, just hit the backboard and came off. And so I think that because LeBron didn't have the ball and he's so not used to it like that, he was kind of out of rhythm with his jumper, because the thing about Bron is he's not getting to the rim as easily now, especially a team like Memphis, who's pretty long and they play good defense. Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr. has really good length. So does Brandon Clark, Kyle Anderson. So they do a good job of just, taking up space with their length and their speed or their quickness and rotating and getting over screens. And I thought that in the first quarter, though, when DeAndre came out of the game, the Lakers were down, I believe, like 18-12. Everything started to change. AD went to the 5 and he started playing much more aggressively. He started posting up deeper and going to that low post area. And, Stu was talking about it in commentary tonight. It's like when he gets the ball in the low post, it's just so much harder to guard him. Like, it's just so it feels like rocket science to these individuals sometimes. But Anthony Davis, man, he can do it, and he was doing it. When they went to the 5 there, they were feeding him. And I thought that in the beginning of that second quarter, I thought Russell Westbrook had his best run as a Laker in a couple of minutes of play. I think, honestly, tonight was his best game as a Laker thus far, no question about it. And especially in this second quarter stretch, or I believe late first quarter. Carmelo did help get him going late in that first quarter, transition 3. And because AD went to the 5, he was really everywhere. And Ja Morant went out. And I think that's where the Grizzlies struggled, the non-Ja minutes, both halves. But the first half, when Ja went out, the Grizzlies, it was harder to get good shots. Westbrook was playing good D. AD was playing good D. Carmelo even had some good possessions defensively. And I thought somebody who actually made a good impact today for the Lakers was Reeves. I thought that he showed some good heart. I think that he showed in the last 2 games, or I don't know if he played in the Warriors game. I think he may have just played against the Suns in garbage time. But I think that on the scouting report, the Grizzlies saw that he could shoot the ball, and they were respecting him as such. So when AD was at the 5 with Melo, Monk, and Reeves and Westbrook, the only guy you can really sag off on is Westbrook. The other guys will make you pay. And Malik Monk had his best game as a Laker tonight as well. He had a really nice bounce pass, too, at the end of that first quarter to Melo in transition. And the Lakers led 29-24 after one. And in the second quarter, I thought that they were really good as well, especially with Westbrook getting rebounds and really controlling the offense, making really great reads and pick and rolls with Anthony Davis. He had that one nice lob to him. He was kicking it out to shooters. And even though his shot wasn't falling, he was really putting pressure on the defense and doing what Russell Westbrook does best and was pushing the pace, playing good defense, just overall playing with energy. And I thought that the Lakers had a pretty damn good second quarter, but then Morant came back into the game. And what he has shown so far in these two games that we've watched him play here, ladies and gents, with the against the Los Angeles teams, is this guy's three-pointer has really improved over the offseason. And when you can't hand check this guy, he will get to the rim. And so people will, reluctantly, I'm sorry, not reluctantly, they will willingly give him the three, going underneath screens and just sagging off on him in general. And when he's hitting like he has in these first three games of the season, what are you going to do? Literally, what are you going to do? And the most important part when it comes to driving lanes in today's NBA, or maybe in any era really, is the spacing. And Desmond Bane and DeAnthony Melton from USC, and man, he was not like this at USC, but that dude has been splash mountain so far to start this season. Are you kidding me? I mean, unbelievable. Desmond Bane, too, has been really good. And yeah, Morant coming in the end of that second quarter, hitting a couple threes, even hitting contested threes, and cut the gap there and made it a 6-point Laker lead at halftime. And then in the beginning of the third quarter, I noticed the Lakers changed it up. LeBron only had, I think Russ had like 10 assists at halftime. LeBron only had 6 points and he was shooting 2 of 9. A lot of people were saying, oh, LeBron's getting carried. But in my eyes, that's not it. This is something that I've criticized LeBron for. If you go back to my episode, Who's the GOAT, my third ever episode, I talked about how LeBron doesn't sacrifice for others. He makes others sacrifice for him. Well, in that first half, he really sacrificed, and you can see it in his stats. And that's the thing. I've said he doesn't want to sacrifice his stats. Well, in that first half, he did sacrifice his stats, and the Lakers were winning. Second half, he went more ball dominant. He tried to get himself going, and Russ was much more quiet, especially in that third quarter. I thought LeBron still played well, though, in that second half on the ball. Started getting to the rim, made a couple nice finishes. His three ball was decent. I think he was like 1 of 3 on catch and shoot, or maybe 2 of 4. I think he may have been 2 of 4. Yeah, I think he was 2 of 4 on catch and shoot. And then 2 of 5, I believe, on off the dribble. Now, I don't know that for sure, but that's my estimate, and I think it's a pretty decent estimate. Yeah, because he was 4 of 9 from 3 overall. But I thought that LeBron also, when he was on the ball in the first half, just wasn't making very good reads. He had a couple turnovers. He had 3 in the game, but a couple of those came on lobs and pick and roll situations. And yeah, I thought he was just a little careless with the ball and just took some. When his jumper is not falling, it just doesn't look good. But, in the third quarter, he started to get going. But I also thought, it's really hard to guard, as I said, with the shooters clearing the paint. Because of that cleared paint, it's really hard to stop a Morant or even a DeAnthony Melton, Steven Adams pick and roll, because Steven Adams is one of the best screen setters in the NBA. And when they're in that lane for the floater, it makes, unless the guy that's guarding the ball handler, the Jaws or the DeAnthonys, really get over that screen and really are long enough to potentially affect the shot or get a block from behind, the big man needs to step up. And that leaves Steven Adams, a huge body underneath the rim, for a putback dunk or layup. And he got that a couple of times tonight. And the thing is, basketball 101, help the helper. Well, it's tough when Desmond Bane and DeAnthony Melton and Jaren Jackson Jr. are deep in the corner. That's a tough rotation to make. It's a lot of space. And it's very hard to be that middle, to be in the middle of the two worlds where you can play either pass. But Morant in that third quarter had one of the best. And by the way, again, the DJ minutes for the Lakers in the third quarter, just not really loving it, man. But I will say this, the Morant show, he has come to Los Angeles and he has given the fans a show, both sets. Sadly for me, he handed me the L, but hey, NBA giving the Lakers the second of the back-to-back. Nothing new here. But, I bet the Clippers will get the, reverse of that. Hopefully. I haven't looked at the schedule, nor do I really care because, we just taking it one game at a time and hopefully going to win tomorrow against Portland. And I will be there for another game day vlog. Please check it out. But anyway, let's continue with this third quarter. One of the best third quarters I have ever seen from an individual in my life. And I really don't think I'm exaggerating on that. I really think it was one of the best quarters I've ever seen from somebody. And by the way, the Memphis Grizzlies went from being down 6 to leading 79-77 in the third quarter by the time DeAndre Jordan went out. So I just don't think he's doing anything of worth. Let's see what his plus minus was tonight, honestly. Minus 15, second worst on the Lakers to only Kent Bazemore. And I think Bazemore, it was tough. I think he was tasked, and actually a perfect time to mention Bazemore. He played 28 minutes. He was 3 of 3, 2 of 2 from 3. I don't even know if Laker fans knew that if you watched the game. Did it feel like he didn't miss? He missed one free throw, 3 of 4, but he had 11 points, no assists, only 1 rebound, so not much anywhere else. But, I think it's hard when he's guarding Ja and everyone's saying, oh, he got cooked. Dude, I think Ja is going to be cooking everybody this season. And as I said, that was one of the best quarters I've ever seen from an individual. Some of the stuff that he was doing was just out of this world. My jaw was literally on the floor. No, honestly, pun intended at this point, because I've done it twice. Dude, the finish, there was one, and I hope you're going to see it all over the place. But there was one finish he had where he went up in the air, and it looked like he was going to try to go up right at AD at the A. He kind of waits till he goes on, coming down towards the ground, reverse layup, throws it high off the glass with the English on it, just in the Jordan-esque, just altering his body in midair, contorting. It's just the agility, the skill to finish it still. And then the next play, comes down, splits a high pick and roll, and just goes in and dunks. And then another one, he came and spun, and after a between the legs cross, he was just putting on a show out there, guys. I mean, he's my favorite player from that class. We talked about in the preview. He's going to be an all-star this year. For me, at this point, no question. This is insane. And I don't think this is just a good run of form. I think this is really, he's like that. He's got an old school mentality, dog. He already, tweeted after the game about his missed free throw. He is a competitor, and he proves it with not in the stats. Even though his stats are amazing this year, he's proven it the last 2 years winning. Look at the difference he's made to this Memphis team. He competes every night, it seems. I watch him play. And he's a pass first, even though he's an attack first kind of guy. But he really is, an unselfish player. And that's the reason why he was my favorite player from this college class of 2019. Because when I watched him for the first time at Murray State, he was making some beautiful passes. I mean, some left-handed dimes. He even had one nice left-handed pass to the right corner today, an assist. It was just an unbelievable performance by Ja Morant. I see comments from novices. Guys, Spotify and Apple Podcasts first, then I will take all questions and comments in the chat. Can't get distracted right now. Anyway, Ja Morant, great passes, though. Just an incredible third quarter overall. And the Lakers got outscored 34-25 after 3, which led us to an incredible fourth quarter. And wow, it was the Melo show. A lot more, I think it was, this was, I think, the Dwight lineup for a little bit in the beginning of that fourth quarter. LeBron James, though, was doing a great job dictating. And, he hit a couple of shots, but he was finding guys for good shots. And then it was the Carmelo Anthony show. First started out with a pull-up. Then he came down and made a 3 off the Austin Reeves kick. And I think it was that one dribble that he just took into rhythm. And then another one where LeBron found him on a great read in transition. And that was when LeBron got a steal. So, defense leading into offense. Lakers were up by 6 there and caused a timeout. And that's when the crowd got into it. And Melo was really winning the crowd over, by far his best game as a Laker tonight. And then, Ja Morant comes back and hits a 3. The guy just wasn't to be denied. And he did it in the corners, one-on-one, just face, rising up like he's Bean or Devin Booker. It was just unbelievable. The type of shots that guy was making tonight, and he's a year younger than me. What a talent, man, that we have on our hands here. And just, I love the way he competes. Hate that he's on that team. Really hate it. Despise it. It sickens me. But what a player that they have there. And yeah, LeBron was making great reads, though, basically. Hit a 3 off a Malik Monk assist, and then he returned the favor the next play. He was just really dissecting the defense at that time. And I think that comes from just having one big. I think Anthony Davis, I don't think he was in yet. I think it was either Dwight or AD, but one of the two were in. And, shooters around LeBron. And you know how that works with one rim roller and a bunch of shooters. LeBron can make the read all day long. But the thing is, the Lakers, they were up by 9 points, but they really let their foot off the gas and started getting the Grizzlies back into it. And I think that was very dangerous. The Anthony Melton, by the way, though, what a start to the season he's off to. Threes galore, man. You could not leave him open. And even some contested shots. It was pretty amazing. AD and Russ came back into the game, and I think that it was pretty hard to expect Russ to make plays late in that fourth quarter because he had been taken out of rhythm by LeBron going back to doing LeBron thing. And that's the thing about these guys is they're not very good off the ball. I mean, you saw it tonight with LeBron. He was very static off the ball, stagnant, standing outside the three, setting some screens here and there for sure, which was good. And then Russ is just not an off-ball guy. So it's kind of take turnsy. And if that's the strategy, Russ first half, LeBron second half, I could see that working. I just don't know to what level it will work, So it's going to be interesting to see how they balance it out, but that could be something to look for going forward. Russell Westbrook handles in the first half, LeBron plays more off-ball, and then it flips in the second half. The only thing is, it's just hard because you want AD to stay aggressive too, and it's hard to balance everybody. These are all alpha kind of guys. I mean, AD is more okay with being that secondary guy per se, but as a Laker fan, you want him to be that guy. You want him to want to be the number one scorer on this team and be aggressive and dominate and want to play the five and what have you. But Ja Morant continued. He would not let off. He would not let him win. Just all the way, getting to the rim. It was just relentless. And he just has counters, man. He's really good one-on-one. And last night against my Clippers, he was in a lot more pick and roll situations. But tonight, Lakers perimeter defense isn't as sharp as ours. And he just went one-on-one, straight ISO. And it was filthy, man. It was absolutely filthy, ladies and gents. But yeah, Russell Westbrook, the last 4 minutes or so, Lakers tried to go to him. He airballed a jumper, and they started to turn the ball over. And the Lakers, were letting the Grizzlies stay within striking distance. And then LeBron started going to, I think they were up by 3 points. LeBron took the whole shot clock up, isolating on the left wing. He went over to that turnover the right shoulder that's worked for him so far this season. Missed. I just think that, instead of letting Russ throw you an entry pass and you fight for position without working all the way with the ball, at the end, plus letting him touch the ball would help. But it was a bad possession for the Lakers. The Grizz came back and scored, and then it was Russ that actually attacked the basket, created two guys jumping at him, and then Melo was there to follow it up, making the big play, putting the Lakers up 115 to 112. And then it was the foul game for the rest of the game. It took a while. Malik Monk hit 2 huge free throws to put the Lakers up 3. Anthony Davis also hit 2 huge free throws to put the Lakers up 3 again. And then Kent Bazemore nearly blew the game for the Lakers and had the risk of it being sent to overtime by getting his hand in the cookie jar and hand-checking Ja Morant. Ja being the smart guy, noticed the hand there. Smart player that he is, noticed the hand there and threw it up, drew the foul Lou Williams style, made the first 2 free throws, and sadly missed the third off the back of the rim. And then Melo was fouled, and that was the ball game. 121 to 118 in favor of the Lakers, getting their first win of the season. The Grizzlies getting their first L of the season. The Lakers outscored the Grizzlies 34-28 in the fourth. Ja Morant, after an incredible performance, misses the third and final free throw. And look, guys, you want to say he choked? I think that's a lot of bullshit. It happens to the best of us, man. It happens to the best of us. And 3 free throws in a row is hard to make in a high-pressure situation like that. He's literally 22 years old. So, you got to cut the kid some slack, right? What a performance, though, by Ja. 40 points and 10 assists. 13 of 21 from the field. 5 of 7 from 3. 9 of 11 from the line. He did have 6 turnovers. But what a performance, man. +9, 40 points. He's just off to an incredible start to the season. Steven Adams had a decent game too. 14 points, 16 boards, 6 assists. He's off to a really solid start to his year. 7 of 11 from the field. But he didn't get to the line at all. And for your center not to have any free throw attempts is pretty weak. Jaren Jackson Jr., man, he has a lot more potential. When he came out of Michigan State and I watched him play his first year, I saw him hit low post jump hooks with either hand. Then I saw him hitting threes, and it's the same thing I thought with Karl Anthony Towns. He can balance low post and outside. He can be unstoppable. Well, now he's just a three-point chucker that sits on the perimeter. Evolution, though, right? Shame. 12 points, 3 of 12, 2 of 6 from 3. Half the damn guy's shots are threes. And I'm telling you guys, last night, go check out on my video. But, man, I saw him last night. The guy is so tall, like so tall. Like, it just makes you imagine being that tall and just not using your size, just sitting outside shooting threes. It's tough. It's tough to watch. He's got a lot of potential, but Desmond Bane, 17 points, plus 21, the highest of any Grizzlies, 7 of 15 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. He's off to a great start. Asher called it out in the preseason preview. Go check that out if you haven't, and if you're curious about what we said about these teams before the season. Desmond Bane was a name that he talked about and said that in Summer League, they were really preparing him for these type of things. He looks ready. D'Anthony Melton, 13 points, 5 of 12 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 3 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals. And not much contribution from the Grizzly bench. Xavier Tillman and Kyle Anderson each were the only 2 players to play 20 minutes or more, and no one even scored more than 7 points. Xavier Tillman did have 7 points and 7 rebounds, though, so I'll give him a shout-out. Lakers, Austin Reeves, 18 minutes played, 4 points, 2 of 3, plus 18. I thought he just had a really solid impact, and I'm not going to say that it'd be very, ignorant, or not ignorant, I should say, but just a little bit whack to just say he could be the new Caruso, just he's a white guy. But I think that he can bring similar things in the sense that I noticed he played the best. I think he looked like the best Laker off the ball, like cutting, coming off pin downs, and, people have to chase him because he's a shooter. So I think that could open up some things with that off-ball threat for the Lakers. And Caruso was smart in his movement off the ball. Or should I say is smart with his movement off the ball. He's doing it for the Chicago Bulls, who sadly I won't be able to talk about tonight because I didn't watch their last game. So I apologize. Maybe I'll watch it tonight, talk about it tomorrow. But guess what? I won't be talking tomorrow. It's the Clipper game. So the next night, I guess. But anyway, yeah, Austin Reeves, though, could be good going forward. And, he's not the defender Caruso is, but he looked like he was competing tonight. Lakers, by the way, 16 of 30 from 3, not too many threes for this modern NBA, which I like, and 53% from 3. They also shot 53% of the field. So I thought that that's really good. Very efficient for the Lakers. The Grizzlies shot 100 shots, 16 more shots than the Lakers, 45%, 13 of 35 from 3. They shot 37% from there. The thing was 17 turnovers for either ball club. I thought the Lakers got killed on second chance points tonight. They showed a stat. I don't know what it ended as, but 21 second chance points to 5 in favor of the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, they don't show it here on the stats, but I'm going to keep reading the lines. Malik Monk, very good contribution. 12 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Definitely his best game as a Laker. 4 assists, plus 19. Tied for Melo, the highest in the game. And I thought Dwight Howard actually made his best impact in the game in the season so far this season. 18 minutes, but he did contest some shots at the rim. He got a block, finished 2 shots at the basket. I think one of them was an and one, but he just missed the free throw. So I thought it was his best game so far. But Carmelo Anthony, probably the player of the game for me, just because of the offensive burst he gave that Lakers team and the energy he gave that crowd, who sounded great. First full house for the Lakers, for a full win. First win for the Lakers in front of a full house at Staples Center. So Carmelo Anthony, 28 points, 10 of 15. That is 66% for my guys a little slow at math. 6 of 8 from 3, 75% from there. My goodness, what a game for Melo. He was hitting those, the 3 to the dome all night. DeAndre Jordan, his stats look pretty decent. 8 points, 8 rebounds on 4 of 5 in 14 minutes. 3 blocks. He was he did okay for what he does, but he's just not I don't like his fit on this team. I already read Kent Bazemore. Russell Westbrook's stats do not look too great at the end, but I thought this was his best game as a Laker. 13 points, 13 assists, and that felt like it didn't feel like 13, but it felt like a good 7 or 8. And he did some great things in that first half, especially 7 rebounds, 5 of 15 though. People are going to hate on him for his efficiency, only shooting 33%. Look, all that matters is the dub, and that's what the Lakers got tonight. LeBron James, stats sacrificed, but got the win. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 of 19. Inefficient, but 4 of 9 from 3. Only got to the line 2 times. And look, LeBron it's not this, he doesn't have that same explosion getting to the rim. And that's why when his jumper's not falling, it makes a big difference. So now, that jumper really unlocks things for him. So it'll be about how consistent that can be going forward throughout the course of the season. Anthony Davis, 22 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 4 blocks, though. 8 of 15. You just want AD shooting a little more than that. And honestly, I think if AD just started at the 5, he'd probably get more looks and more pick and rolls. That would be more effective for him. But anyway, that's it for the night. What else is there to say, really? The Dodgers, real quick, I want to touch on them. It's tough to see it end that way. I was really hoping that we could go back-to-back, first season back with fans. Obviously our pitching, Urias, in the game that I went to, game 4. If you guys still want a vlog of that, let me know in the comments. But the Dodger vlogs haven't been doing too well, but I did go to that NLCS game. Walker Buehler, he didn't have the best postseason. Obviously, we lacked some pitching depth with Kershaw. But I think really the ultimate story is the bats and how inconsistent and how untrustworthy, unreliable they were throughout the playoff run. Dating back to the wild card game that I went to, they just didn't come in besides Mookie Betts. Trey Turner was getting MVP chance the wild card game. Nothing really. Nothing. Justin Turner. Worst postseason I can remember in a long time. Got injured. Missed Max Muncy. Brass Muncy. That funky Muncy. Didn't get to play. We didn't have Kike Hernandez this year anymore. Cody Bellinger actually did end up coming in clutch, in that game 5 against the Giants and Braves. I think the Braves, I hope they win it. I hope they beat the Trastros. But yeah, that's all I got to say on the Dodgers. The Celtics got their first win of the season tonight against the Rockets. I did watch a lot of that game. The Rockets are starting a very good team, very young, but Jalen Green is special, man. Very special. Extreme bounce. Just one of those tall point guards like Ja, SGA, De'Aaron Fox, that new breed of like guys that would have been 2s or 3s back in the day, but they're point guards because everyone just is everyone's just a point guard. Doesn't matter what size you are now, kind of. That's what you learn. Handling the ball, making pick and roll reads. Jalen Green hitting 3 balls, athletic as hell. But the Celtics got the job done, and Jason Tatum was hitting his 3. Al Horford looked really good, and yeah, they did win without Jaylen Brown. A lot of Dennis Schroeder minutes. But they were hitting that 3 ball. Grant Williams was playing well. Rob Williams was playing well. It was finally good that Celtics got the W there to get their season cracking. Knicks lost to the Magic, the tragic Magic at MSG tonight. I do not know what happened. I didn't see the game. The Brooklyn Nets, I haven't watched any of their games either. 1-2, losing to the Charlotte Hornets, who are undefeated to start this season, looking like they could easily make the play-in and probably will, winning by 16. People are going at James Harden. I saw on Twitter today saying he's looking slow, looking like the decline may be upon us. And if that's the case, I am here for it because Plumber Jim, it's time for him to sit and time for him to decline so his foul baiting ways are taken out of this game forever. But seriously, yeah, I really hope that's true. But you never know. It's too early in the season. I think that if I'm a Nets fan, I can't panic. I see everyone saying, KD, they got to make a trade. KD needs some help. Tranquilo. It's been 3 games. Let it play out. But credit to the Charlotte Hornets, though. But yeah, and the Warriors, coming up with 3 wins to start the season, the California sweep. Does that make me happy? Not at all. But it is what it is. Cole Anthony, by the way, tonight for the Magic. 29 points, 16 rebounds, and 8 assists. What a game. 16 rebounds, and he's a little guy. So, probably a lot of those were uncontested. But also looking at the stat line, I'm not saying he played badly because I didn't watch the game, but 30 points, 16 rebounds by Julius Randle, but 8 of 24 from the field and 2 of 10 from the three-point line. And Evan Fournier, first poor shooting night in his Knicks career. 8 points for him only tonight, 3 of 11 from the field and 2 of 7 from 3. RJ Barrett, 5 of 17 from the field and 1 of 7 from 3. Alec Burks, 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. Emmanuel Quickly, 0 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. Obi Toppin, 1 of 4 from the field and 0 of 3 from 3. So, wow, 37% shooting for the Knicks, 27 from 3. I wonder if they got good looks, if they were genuinely getting locked up, and maybe the Magic are a better defensive team than I know. But yeah, if you're a Knicks fan or if you watch that game, drop it in the comments below. Miles Bridges is off to an amazing start to the season. 32 points tonight and 9 rebounds, 9 of 16 from the field. He's been, what a start to the season for him. I think he's got 2 30-plus point games. Ish Smith, 15 points as well. Kevin Durant, though, 38 points on an astonishing 17 of 24 from the field. Wow. Very efficient. But 5 points for Claxton, 7 points for Joe Harris. Javon Carter started and only had 3 points on 1 of 7 from the field. Jesus. James Harden, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 8 turnovers, 5 fouls on 6 of 16 from the field, and 2 of 8 from 3. Shooting half your shots as threes, and you're not making them. Patty Mills, 2 of 10, and he's been good so far to start the season, so that's part of probably why they lost. No Blake Griffin either. I don't know why that's a thing, but yeah. That's basically it for me tonight. Stephen Curry had a bad shooting night, it looks like, again tonight. 9 of 23, 4 of 15 from 3, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals. But I think that he probably created so much for his teammates because you know how Steph is in his threat off the ball. But anyway, Jordan Poole, 22 points again. Andrew Wiggins, 17 points. And Draymond Green, 14 points. But that's it for me tonight, guys. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what you thought of the recap in the comments. And make sure to subscribe on all platforms. Super chats are turned on if you want to drop $1 or a dime. Make a donation to your boy. And peace. Now to the live subscribers waiting oh so patiently in the YouTube. What's up, y'all? Thanks for waiting patiently. Highest number so far this season. Still looking for a little more. But 35, 39, 40. Decent. I see the Clomers are in the chat right now. Jacob of Avenaim. How you gonna say thoughts on the Lakers game when I just went over that thing for the whole 30 minutes, basically? Any compliments for Dime's beard tonight? Michael Ta, you flatter me. I'm shaving it tonight, man. I got to get that shit good for my graduation. By the way, so I'm going to be going to my graduation in a week or so. Or a little over a week. So I won't be doing recaps. Let me know if you want me to take a video of my graduation, though. That was a vlog for my graduation. You see what my school life was like going back to Massachusetts. So you see that side of me and see where I was right before Dime Dropper and what made me start this. So let me know if you want. If you don't, that's cool. I won't do anything. But I remember some of you guys said you want to see my graduation. So let me know what you want a video to see me talking about stuff or just living off the court or off the mic. These guys joking about Austin Reeves. Is LeBron wash time? Austin Reeves looks like he can chug a bottle of Jack Daniels in 10 seconds. Austin Reeves, man. What a funny guy. Let's see. I don't know about starting Claxton. He was too unexperienced, and this is a contender team, says Scipio. Kyle Dominic Yu says, will this be a Tyler Hero bounce back year? You know, Tyler Hero, I think he will have a bounce back year. One of my friends, he's just off his rocker, guys. He was telling me last night that Tyler Hero is better than Ja Morant. I think Ja heard him. Let me know what you think of that take. Michael Ta says, how many of you were here for that Dime stream? What the hell is that Dime stream, Michael Ta? What's up, Gabriel Onimus? Mazda says, do you think Westbrook is the best point guard of all time? New season, same old bullshit from Mazda, asking me worthless questions and wasting my time. Stanley Kubrick says, Urias should have never been in game 2. Congrats, Dime, for what? Michael Ta wants it. Dime's graduation is the content we need. Definitely, Dime. Show us the grad. Make them say Dime Dropper instead of your real name. Lou? Who's Lou? Is that Big Lou? Big Lou Alcindor. Hey, yo, speaking of Lou Alcindor, go check out my Dime Dropper Time Machine series, ladies and gents. The best history content you'll see, breaking down the game, seeing how it's changed. One of the GOAT candidates, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, first game as a rookie. See how he was. Dominant. Beast against the Pistons. Go check that out. Also, top 75 player Dave Bing in that. So you guys should definitely go check that out. You guys said, I see all these people on Twitter. Who's that guy? You really think Kyrie Irving made it over this motherfucker? Go watch him play, man. I have the video for you. I do my thing out here. Respecting the greats. Scipio says, do post a vlog. I'll watch at least. Hey, thanks, Scipio. I appreciate you for your consistent support, man. Jeremiah says, Monk and Melo need more minutes. Send Finn says, Bane has a shit ton of potential. He kept PG pretty quiet the other night. The first half, then just shit to defend the corner pocket, and PG popped off with Melton on him. Michael Toss says, LMFAO, is that what the chat sounds like? Showtime Nick says, go for it with the graduation vlog. I know I went out in style. I was getting pretty wild. Okay, no going any further than that. I did walk across stage saying Mamba out. All right, Showtime Nick, you got to spill the beans, buddy. Come on now. Man, Michael Toss says, chat got nerdy voices. Jeremiah says, Tyler Hero will be better this year. NV says, Blake in the mud for that trash take. Sam says, grad version soon. Big Lou says, Reggie MVP season. NV says, the live stream where you smash Sarah J. You guys are clomers. Stanley Kubrick says, Heat are going to be one of the best teams in the league without a doubt. Joshua Sadler says, where do you rank Steph in the NBA right now? Arguably the best player in the league. Right up there with KD. Giannis and Joker, up there. I don't think LeBron. I think LeBron is actually, now that I'm saying him, he's a little bit of a step down. He can get the stats if he wants to, but I think it's really either Curry or Kevin Durant. Time, I know you remember King of the hip movements. Oh, the one where they paid me $200 to twerk and then I deleted the stream and lost my $200. Yeah, I remember that. Sam Sherman says, Curry. Yo, Ryan, I can't just read your messages and talk and think of the game at the same time, man. I get distracted. It's hard. It's not easy. Bro, I have no partner. If I had a partner, I'd read the chat and piggyback. I have no partner. So some lives I'll get a partner, but sometimes it's like going solo, giving you the facts. Because sometimes I let the Parker talk too much and it's like, fuck you. It's Time Dropper. Sam Sherman said Curry MVP season time. Hey, it's Yerm. It depends on the seed. It all depends on the seed. If they get a top 4 seed and it's a large reason is because they've been a large portion of the season without Clay, absolutely. I think Steph should probably win his 3rd MVP. Mr. Cheese Dip says, Dime Dropper coin coming soon, guys. Be on the lookout. I saw that, Jeremiah. Today says Kyrie actually made the list. They cut him out for the vaccine stuff. I think it was Dame that they chose to replace him. Still don't know how Dennis Johnson got no love. But he never made the original list, so I guess it's fair. Still kind of sucks, though, in my eyes, because Dennis Johnson is a Pepperdine Wave, ladies and gentlemen, and a champion. Don't you forget it. Rest in peace. Is Dame the only one in the top 75 who's never been to a finals? Kyle Dominic Yu, Carmelo Anthony. Get with the program here, buddy. Scipio says, have you seen the NBA 75 list? Do you want to replace any player? Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you keep the original 50. I think it's disrespectful to take them off pretty much, but I have a lot of respect for Bill Sharman. He's one of the greatest basketball minds ever. But I don't think Bill Sharman should have been on it over a Kyrie Irving or even a Dwight Howard, even though I don't like Dwight Howard. I would have had other guys over him. Or, even a Dennis Johnson. I wouldn't have had him over. But overall, I mean, Dave Bing. Would I want Dave Bing off the list? No. I really don't know if Carmelo should have made it. I mean, Alex English is another name thrown out there that's, the all-time leading scorer for the entire 80s. He's the only all-time leading scorer of an entire decade not to make the list. So I think that's crazy. Joe Dumars, I don't know how on planet Earth he didn't make it. Finals MVP, part of one of the best backcourts of all time, Bad Boy Pistons. I mean, if he was really guarding Jordan the most, he should have definitely been on there. So that's my thoughts. Main names. Tracy McGrady would have been good. Oh, yeah, Tony Parker. I have a big problem with Tony Parker not being on the list, to be honest. Mazza, man. I'm going to mute you I'm going to give you a timeout because you're wasting my time and you're not funny. You're not making anybody laugh. I'm starting to think that you're 15 years old. Balls just dropped probably a couple months ago. Jerk off a lot. And, doing your math homework tonight probably. Lou says slow start, but we're going to get there after this Blazers game. Yeah, I hope. I'm going tomorrow. Posting the vlog. Guys, check out the vlog, man. Only 100 views. Really? It was pretty electric in there. Great stuff. John Rant, great seats. Come on, 100 views. Please. Kyle Dominic Yu says, do you think Golden State Warriors can make a top 3 seed or am I getting ahead of myself? Anything's possible. Steph Curry. Serious. Mr. Cheese Dip says, work off the chat, bro. Nah, because the thing is, the people in the morning don't give a fuck about y'all. They want to see what I think about the game. You feel me? That's the thing. And it's a podcast first. At the same time, I do the chat as luxury. This is where more people are. Dime, drop a dollar, bring all the simps to the yard. Man, if you drop some dimes, maybe you can start talking. Joshua Sadler says, bro, I think Clay should be on the list. Yeah, I don't think so, man. Who you like? I just don't think so. Over Tracy McGrady. You think Clay Thompson's better than Tracy McGrady? Is Clay Thompson better than Manu Ginobili? I don't know. Joe Dumars? Let's stop. How long do you think Curry's going to keep up this style of play? Style? Always. How good? Shit. He doesn't use athleticism like that, man. He can play for a long time, especially with today's medicine and recovery and all that and the rest if he gets ever a little hurt. If John Morant keeps playing like this, he'll be in the MVP discussion. What you think, Time? Yeah, I do. It's just all about is with the record, and I don't think the Grizzlies can have a record that he can have a case. Your left eyebrow on fleek, your right eyebrow lacking. Man, what do you want me to do? Get him done or something? Jonathan Jakob Q says, what do you think of the top 75? They seem to give respect to a lot of the older legends of the game, which is good, and they also give spots to deserving current players. Well, it's really, Clay is way better than Ignoble. Dude, Clay can't create off the dribble like that, though. That guy Spencer says, Melo was balling. I didn't like how Frank took out Melo while he was hot. Lou says, I legit betted on Reggie to win most improved player this season. Why? That's such a weird pick. What are your dime dropper teams this year? Only the Bulls. That's it. Lakers and Clippers. Keeping it simple so I can continue doing the dime dropper time machine and doing the history of the game. Haven't been doing it lately since the season started, but I'm going to try to get onto it and do a dime dropper it says fuck. Nah, what I do it's dime dropper 75, probably not. Yeah, John Lentz, Miles Bridges most improved if he continues to play anything like this. Yeah. Paul George is not ahead of Morant in the MVP race right now, Michael Talk. He's 2-1 and we're 0-2. Yeah, so by the way, I'm trying to keep a dime dropper time machine video every other Saturday or once a Saturday. Probably more likely every other Saturday. My next video is going to be Oscar Robertson's first game as a Buck and Pistol Pete Maravich's first game in the league. The opening game of the 70-71 season for those two teams. So definitely check that out. That's coming on soon. Watch the first two if you haven't, man. We're going to keep going. This is how we're going to – that's my main goal of this channel, to do the whole history of the game so you guys can make your own decisions on who's the GOAT and who are these players and what era you like the best, all this stuff. So right now we're on 70-71. Check my tweets. Do you follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Follow me on those things. Whenever we're going live, all the stuff I'm saying, all the stuff I'm learning, and all the stuff I'm watching. PG way past his prime, says Mr. Cheese Dip. Slout it. All right, guys. 43 minutes is good. Any last questions? Decent attendance tonight because the Lakers won, but hopefully. Why do you think modern players stop shooting twos? Analytics, my friend. Analytics. That guy Spencer says, do you think Morris or Batum should start? And is Hartenstein a threat to start? I think he is a threat to start, and I think that Batum should start, Spence. Bring Mook off the bench to get some more creation and a score. But I think Batum's off-ball movement and just the intangibles he brings are better. Clippers arena news says Splash and Skills. What do you mean? 2024-25 opening? I'm going to the Staples Center tomorrow. Clippers arena. Sunny. This might be a trash question, but what's your opinion if you dropped Giannis in the 80s? I think that he would get offensive fouls and carries every single time down the court. So I think it's a stupid comparison, personally, Daniel. I think that he would adapt as any other player would. It's not just basketball the analytics are ruining, says Showtime Nick. You got guys swinging for the fences in baseball because of analytics now, and it's more home runs, more strikeouts now. Facts. But batting average is going down. I noticed that. Mook has not been good enough, Lou. He's not been, and his defense is not good enough. So when he's not hitting, he can be very frustrating out there. He needed to make those open threes, and it didn't help Paul enough. Most fun team to watch right now is the Bulls. They're our only other dime dropper team, Michael Ta. Mr. Cheese says Giannis dominating any era. Yes, but not if you put him in a time machine. Put him in a time machine. He's charging all day. Oh, yeah, the Rams. Big win today. Got me nervous, though. Looking a little nerve-wracking. I should have talked about the Rams a little bit. Very careless, though, at times. 2 fucking fake punts that we allowed first downs on. Jesus, but hey, we got the job done, right? 6-1. On to the next. Rams could be our best hope for a championship this year, Los Angeles. Sorry, Laker fans. Could be true. Rams could be our best hope for a championship. Go Rams, 6-1. On to the next, baby. Playing our brand of football. But we had 2 easy games in a row, so. Do you think this Rams team is better than the team that made the Super Bowl a few years ago? I don't know. That remains to be seen. I can't say yet. The Lakers, KB24 says, if Kawhi returns before the season ends, do you think the Clippers can make a deep playoff run? No question. No question. Lou says Batum would have made them threes. Yeah, he wasn't 100% yet, Batum. I hope he's feeling better tomorrow and plays more minutes. And V says, GG Goff stinks. Do you think the Clippers can beat the Lakers when Kawhi gets back? In a single game? Yes. Your all-time starting 5? Are these guys playing together? Or are we going by who I think is the best at each position? Man, Showtime Nick says New York is even worse. The Nets are New York's best hope for a championship. Any last questions, guys? ASMR real quick time. Say whatever you want. Tranquilo, Michael Ta. 2022, Rams, Galaxy, UCLA. UCLA what? Basketball? Lakers, Dodgers, champs. Okay. Did Reggie improve his defense? Not really. In the playoffs, can Kawhi help the Clippers beat the Lakers? That's if we match up with the Lakers, and that hasn't happened in 37 years, so. I don't know. You think UCLA is going to win the whole thing? Because Johnny Juzang came back, and they still have Tiger Campbell, and they still have Cody Riley, and Jaquez. No ASMR dime dropper. Your all-time starting 5. Magic, Jordan. I don't know about LeBron or Bird yet. I have to watch the film. If they were playing on the same in the game, though, I would want Bird because he's less ball dominant. LeBron's career accolades is undoubtedly better than Bird's, though. But who would I take? I don't know. I have to watch more Bird. Tim Duncan and Bill. Yeah. Ryan, I didn't know. Are you this much of a Gen Z bot? That's Claude if you are. You're a Celtics fan and you're questioning me about Bird? Whoa. Whoa. Bird is clear. Okay, thank God. I'd hope you were going there. Anyway. All right, guys. Peace out. Brian's not a real Celtics fan? Who's Brian? It's not Brian. Brian from the live stream? I mean, from the preview Showtime, Nick? That's not him, bro. Did you know that Red Auerbach called Cliff Hagan the Adrian Dantley of his era? No, I didn't know that Bill Russell's the GOAT. I didn't know that. Later time. I got MJ, Kobe, LeBron, KG, and Kareem. KG over Tim Duncan? Are you out of your mind? Don't be that guy that thinks Kevin Garnett's actually better than Tim Duncan because Ben Taylor and all these Gen Z bots have led you to believe that KG is better than he actually was. KG was a great player, but Tim Duncan would eat his lunch. My friend, because Tim Duncan, he's a little bit afraid of content. Oh, for the fit, I feel you. For the fit of your lineup. Fair enough, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. All right. Shaq, Diesel. All right. Peace out, guys. I'll see you guys. Oh, yeah, by the way, check out my vlog. It's a good video, man. John Morant, Paul George. Tomorrow, another vlog is coming. Probably not posted tomorrow, but it's coming the next day. Clippers and Blazers. Hopefully we get our first win, man. Trying to see it. Got great seats again tonight as well. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks, guys. Hey, also, my video with my podcast, my full episode with Coach Steve Morris talking youth sports and New York sports is going to be coming soon. Just have to find some time to edit it, but it will be coming soon. Peace.